He wasn't black, he wasn't enslaved, but he was ready to die for black freedom. He didn't protest, he pulled up with weapons. And when he tried to start a slave uprising, America lost her mind. This is the story of John Brown, the man who scared the hell out of America. John Brown wasn't a politician. He wasn't rich. He wasn't trying to be famous. He was a deeply religious man who believed that slavery wasn't just wrong. It was a sin that had to be destroyed by any means necessary. But while most white abolitionists were signing petitions and giving speeches, Brown was stockpiling weapons. And here's the difference. He didn't want to persuade America. He wanted to force its hand. While people like William Lloyd Garrison were writing newspapers and Frederick Douglass was giving speeches, John Brown was on a mission. He believed slavery would only end through bloodshed, not politics. In 1856, he led a brutal attack on Kansas, killing 5 pro-slavery settlers in the dead of night. Some called it murder. Brown called it divine justice. Even Douglass respected Brown, but said, "Nah, I'm not riding with you on that Harpers Ferry plan." And he was right to be cautious. In 1859, Brown tried to take it all away. He led 21 men, black and white, into a raid on a federal armory in Harpers Ferry, Virginia. The goal? Arm enslaved people and start a revolution across the South. But it didn't go down like that. The plan fell apart. The locals fought back. The U.S. Marines, led by Robert E. Lee, showed up and Brown was captured. And when they put him on trial, Brown didn't back down. He told the court, "I am worth more infinitely to die than to live." That wasn't just a failed raid. This was a spark to ignite the Civil War. Here's why John Brown scared the hell out of America. He was white, armed, and fighting for black liberation. That made him a traitor to white supremacy, a threat to the system. The South saw him as proof that the North wanted to destroy them. The North, they were like, "We don't know this man." Even abolitionists wanted to distance themselves from Brown. But in black churches, Brown was treated like a prophet. Harriet Tubman said that he was the bravest white man she ever met. Black folks mourned him, sang for him, respected him, because he didn't just talk, he fought. His life raises the same questions that echoed 100 years later, when Martin Luther King Jr. said, "Justice too long delayed is justice denied." And Malcolm X replied, "By any means necessary." And just like back then, we're still divided. Some people believe in reform, slow progress, peaceful change. Others say, we tried that. Now it's time to disrupt. And race is still at the center. People are more radicalized now than they've been in decades. Left and right, black and white, all around. So when we look at John Brown, we're not just looking at the past. We're looking at the origin of the question that we're still afraid to answer. What's the right way to freedom? Whether or not you agree with John Brown's tactics, it forces us to ask something deeper. Are we willing to see the humanity in people who do not look like us? Just because you're calling for justice, for people who don't believe what you believe or don't look like you, that doesn't mean you're betraying yourself. If you see someone being treated unfairly and your response is, "That's not my people, they never helped me," what you're really saying is, "I'm okay with injustice, as long as it doesn't hit home. And if that sits right with you, hey, it's your life. But me, I'm black. That's part of me. But that doesn't define me. Because racism, discrimination, that just isn't in America, that's global. Just because you have the same skin color as me doesn't make you my people. I'll say it again. Just because you have the same skin color as me does not make you my people. What makes you my people is if you stand for justice for all people, no matter who is for or against. I'm for justice for anybody, against anybody, no matter what they look like, no matter where they're from. Because at the end of the day, justice is justice, and that's who I stand with. So my advice would be, stop playing and be true to justice.